It's up for grabs now!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira!
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it!
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Good evening and welcome to the North London Derby preview on the Arsenal Lounge. Now, it's not easy for me to say this, and I've not had somebody on who is a Spurs fan before. And trust me, I've been really struggling with myself. But you know what? I think we found a good one. I think we found a nice one. And it reminds me of like my family members and stuff. Only Spurs, yeah? So we want to say a massive welcome and a massive hello to LillywhitetV's Elena Nicola. How you doing, Elena?
I'm good. How are you? Other than dreading the weekend, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, should I be calling you Elena or should it be Elena?
Elena. Yeah.
All right, Yasu Elena. There you go.
Yasu.
Yasu. So, look, we're going to find out quite a bit about you, and then we're going to talk about the North London Derby. But before we do this, yeah, I've been proper stitched up here. So I want to just put it out there because this admin team is having me up. This thumbnail. Now, what the hell is this thumbnail? Look at this. I look like something from an early 2000 hip hop flyer, or you look all right. I look like a pimp or something. So, like, you guys sort it out, yeah? Sort it out. Stop having me up. So, anyway, swiftly moving on. So, look, what I wanted to do first is try and understand you, right? Trying to understand you as a Spurs fan, yeah?
Yeah.
So, look, you're already getting shouts as well. Shouts to Elena. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, that's
do you know this guy?
I do a show on. I've got a show tonight. I've got a preview tonight on there.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Big up. So there's a shout up there. Big up, Flawless Mr. Take a Note, Sarcasm City TV, whatever. It's a long name, boy. Anyway, so just to get into your psyche first, so tell me a little bit about you, yeah? In the sense of what made you become a Spurs fan? What was it?
Unfortunately, I had no choice in my family. My dad. So from baby, I was brought up to be a Spurs fan. I mean, even if like anything Arsenal related came up, because my dad's brother is actually an Arsenal fan. So
he's the smart one, right?
Yeah, when I ask him, he does say he's the lucky one. Like, I mean, he's seen a lot more success than I have, so maybe he's right. Keep that on the down low. But anyway,
bit late for that now. We're clipping that later on. But anyway, you can carry on.
But yeah, so my uncle is an Arsenal fan. So literally, I was never allowed to even comprehend that. Like, my dad was like, you are a Spurs fan or you don't like football. Like, from baby, he was like putting me in Spurs shirts. He was like, either you don't like football or you're a Spurs fan. Like,
or you're a Spurs fan and you don't like football. There you go.
Right now, I don't like anything.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, but that's literally what he would say to me. So I was literally brought up to be a Spurs fan. I mean, one time, it's quite a funny story. I won a competition at school, in primary school. I was like, I don't know, like...
Wait, what was this competition, firstly?
I can't remember, like, what it was, but I won it. And I won Arsenal merch, right? I won whatever it was Arsenal related.
Right.
Then I brought it home and I was so scared to show my dad that I hid it in my nan's shed. My nan lives next door. And he found it and he was like, what is this Arsenal thing doing here? Who bought it? So I was crying and I was telling him like it was me and stuff. And he goes, you shouldn't have entered. You know it's Arsenal.
Wait. So, I see what he's saying there. So why'd you even enter it when you knew what the prize was, basically?
Yeah, that's basically what he was saying.
Do you think secretly somewhere inside you were thinking to yourself, I want that merch?
No. But literally, because we bought presents and stuff for my uncle. Whenever we wrap it straight away so we don't see the Arsenal badge in the house for too long. We don't wear much red.
So your dad's a proper hardcore Spurs fan.
Yeah, my dad's
I've seen
hardcore.
some of the videos.
He's now made me like that. So when I get shouts of like, you are so bad, blah, blah, I'm like, imagine my dad's even worse. So we should have
got him on. You should have had him on with you.
He should have been. He would be great. It would be great.
Well, maybe we would have ended up arguing, and I feel bad that I can't really say anything. He's your dad, and then do you know what I mean? And then maybe
he argues with my uncle all the time. But yeah, he's made me the mini version of him, basically.
Fair enough. So now that you've been a Spurs fan all these years, okay, so how do you feel this is being, as a fan? You've been a fan. You're not really seen much joy like all the other fans. Let's be honest, yeah. And they said people in here are saying like, "Oh, you should be an Arsenal fan by Sunday," or like, "Well, you should try and convert her to an Arsenal fan." It sounds like Elena is an undercover gooner. People are starting to get a bit of a vibe here, right? Maybe because they think you fit being a gooner more. But anyway, so you have been a Spurs fan. You go to the games, I guess. You go to White Hart Lane. So what has been all right? So then let's cut to the chase. What's been your best moments as a Spurs fan? Then I'm just trying to understand why.
Okay, my best moment as a Spurs fan, people are going to call me a liar, but it's not. It is genuinely getting to Champions League final. You can't tell me being 3-0 down in a Champions League semi-final and then coming back and getting through is not gonna have an effect on me. That is literally my favourite moment. Now, unfortunately, I haven't seen the success of you lot, and a League Cup in 2008 is not cutting it. Hence why that's my main Jose argument, by the way, if we're going to go into that.
We'll go into those things. Yeah, no worries.
But for me, it is literally that game. So it's very recent, but my best times being a Spurs fan have been from Redknapp days. Obviously, that was a good time, but Poch has been my best time being a Spurs fan. So my Argentinian father, shout out.
Well, okay. So you're already disowning your dad, yeah? That's how...
He knows I love him. It's all right.
You've only been on air for like 6 minutes and you've disowned your dad and now you've got Poch. So does that make it? That's not because you'll become a PSG fan, then, isn't it? That's why you want to be a PSG fan. Okay, so that was your best time. It's not. Is it worth asking your worst times? Because like it's just we could be here forever, right? Let's be honest.
A lot of the time it's a bad time being a Spurs fan. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see much success, but I mean. My worst time was probably like when I was in school and you lot were obviously, 2004. I don't need to speak.
What happened in 2004? What happened?
Oh, you know what? I've erased it. Nothing happened. Do you know what I mean? Nothing happened. But for me, it's like those times growing up around me was all Arsenal fans. Like in school, Arsenal fans, everywhere, Arsenal fans. So that for me has been like the worst time was being in school and being a Spurs fan with everyone around you.
So basically, your worst time is being a Spurs fan. Basically, that's it. Your worst time is being a Spurs fan. But it was at school. You was at school at the time. So... I
was in school, so that you're growing up being a Spurs fan around the time when you lot are winning the league and being invincible and winning absolutely everything. What's the worst time being a Spurs fan?
It sounds like a long time ago, to be honest with you. Though, if I'm going to start being, like, we'll chat about this as well. So, look, what I like to understand the way Spurs fans think, because I've always struggled with it, and I'm sure a lot of the guys in this chat do. We always have this argument, right? Like, your argument tends to be centered around the here and now, yeah, or our failures, right? But recently, the argument generally has been because you guys have been finishing the league higher than we have, and you've been a little bit more consistent. However, on the flip side, and I'll say this, I'll be honest, yeah, you've been more consistent as a team, a better team over the last few years. However, this is your golden generation time, yeah? The Pochettino time was your golden gen. It was like, I was actually a little bit worried at one point, right? But even then, in these years that you've been the better team in the league, we've still amassed, during that period, 4 trophies. Yeah. FA Cups, etc. So what is it in Spurs fans' heads? Because you're at the ground, you hear what all the other Spurs fans are saying, you hear what your uncles are saying. What is it in your heads that actually make you pipe up when you see an Arsenal fan and really give it to them and think that you guys are better?
I think, like you say, it's the consistency over, for me, like, okay, this is maybe not going to go down so well here.
Okay.
But for me, it's the elevation of the club is bigger than winning, for example, 1 League Cup.
Okay.
So the fact that we were down and out of Champions League to get it consistently for that many. Now, I understand you lot did that.
Well, good, not almost 20 years of it.
I understand that. No one sat for. I don't know if anyone but I'm not saying we're a bigger club, but I would say we're the better club in this era. like this small
club or team? Because come on, the club, you can't say you're a better club.
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
Because
I mean,
if you want to look at, if
right,
you
if
go
we're
through
gonna
our
go from club,
trophies,
would you say the Cronkies are a better owner than Levy?
Ooh, took it there, took it to the Cronkies. No, listen, I've got my opinion on the Cronkies. I don't like them, and I'm sure most fans, if you ask 95% of Arsenal fans, we don't like the Cronkies. In fact, I'll have to say this: the one thing I would probably take from your club is I will take Daniel Levy. And the reason I will take
He's
Daniel
awful.
Levy,
I hate him. But
I know, but
I
this
mean,
is
you can
why I
have him
don't
if you want.
understand. Why this? I'll ask you this in a minute. Like, I don't understand why you lot hate him so much. Because if you see the stuff what our guys have been doing, we'll compare and then we'll talk. But sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, okay, this is not. I don't think. Let's say we won one League Cup during Pochettino's era, and we were finishing 5th every year. Would you say that's more successful than what he had managed?
No, but that's a League Cup. Who the hell?
Well, no, okay, an FA Cup then.
Okay, all right.
Don't just be biased.
No, I won't be biased. I see where you're going with. I see where you're going with this. Yeah. So basically, you're saying, would I swap the trophies if you want to amass those 3 or 4 trophies? Would I swap those trophies for your league finishes so we could be in the Champions League over the last few years? Is that what you're asking me? That's a. All right. Let me throw it back at you. Would you take those 4 trophies and see your team at Wembley winning those trophies and experience it? Would you trade your league finishes for those trophies?
As a fan, probably, because I haven't seen it. But as a club elevation, I understand that the top 4 was prioritised and as to why it was prioritised. Now, we were not in the top flight of European football in that conversation a lot of the time. We were not being spoken about as one of Europe's top English clubs or even in that conversation at all. Now, making a Champions League final, I understand we didn't win it before people come at me for it, but making that final and being there did elevate the club to another level. Now, being involved in that conversation does make players, fans, and the league take you more seriously. Like, we were not taken very seriously before Pochettino. The only reason why we had been is because we were finishing high. Now, I don't think if we had won, let's say, 1 FA Cup in 5 years, but finished in the Europa League, I don't think that would have had the same effect as the top 4 did. I don't think our team was built to win cups anyway. I think we had a very good 11. We didn't have a very good squad. And I think the ambition from the board was always make top 4. Like, Poch's ambition was to make top 4 because he was told to do that by Levy. Now, that lines his pockets. We understand why. But as a club, I used to walk around proud of Spurs, regardless the fact that we bottled all these finals and semi-finals and whatever. I was a lot prouder than we are now when we're supposed to be winning things and sacrificing the league positions.
Proud of what, though?
Right. Was you more scared? What are you telling me? You didn't take Tottenham a little bit more seriously when we were doing all that? You just admitted it before.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, when you lot reached the final, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't happy because I was like, oh my god.
Well, yeah.
Because you lot would have used that one moment and cashed it in. So every time we had an argument, you would have used that moment.
I would have. I genuinely would have.
Yeah. And I was for a moment, I was a little bit worried. But then I thought to myself after, why was I worried? You lot always bottle things. Let's be honest. Yeah. You do. It's a history. But go on. Sorry.
I'm gonna get into my Harry Kane agenda. Unfortunately,
Harry Kane agenda.
Now, just listen. What I'm trying to say is, this guy sitting there doing Sky Sports News interviews with Neville, sitting there saying how he wants to play with De Bruyne, how he wants to win things. In the 4 finals that you have played, Harry Kane, have you done anything? Have you done anything in a big moment? He bottles every big moment. He's supposed to be this 150 million pound player, yeah? He's supposed to be this world class. If you're world class, you're telling me you can't get your team over the line. He's had 4 shots in 4 finals. 4 shots. That equates to a shot per final.
I feel a bit weird here because I thought I was going to be doing this, but you're doing it for me. So I'll just let you go with. So the Harry Kane, but you know what? You have got a point on the Harry Kane thing. I've got to give you that because you can argue that he doesn't show up for the big games.
And he's supposed to be this player that is, so good. So I'm going to hold you to those standards. I'm not going to hold you to the same standards as I hold Winks in the team, am I? Do you know what I'm trying to say? You're supposed to be world class. So I'm going to hold you to world class standards. Like, where's your Drogba in you? Where is that where you can just carry your team over the line? Oh, you're a finisher. Okay. But you're still supposed to be able to do more than what you don't need the team to do absolutely everything for you when you're supposed to be that leader. So I just think
1 minute though, right? I get what you're saying, and you know what? You're getting some positive things in here. People saying, "Yes, Elena, finally a Spurs fan speaking sense on Kane." Right? So I get where you're coming from in this, right? But then you could also argue, though, wasn't he a major factor for you guys finishing in that top four? And I could even say the same about Levy, because we'll touch on the Levy thing. Let's park that out for a minute. Let's stick with Kane, yeah?
Because Levy I'll get into it.
Okay. So basically, the Kane situation, you feel that he's asking for all this money, he's this, that, and the other, but you feel that really he shouldn't be asking for this. Is that what you're saying?
No. Listen, with the Kane and Levy buy and the money thing, I have no issues with that. So I'll explain that when we get onto Levy. So I have no issues with the money. What I have issues with is the way he tried to sort of say, "Oh, I don't want any regrets in my career," and he wants to win something, and he's acting like he's never had the chance. You have had the chance at Tottenham. It's different with the Modric and Bale times. We were getting knocked out by nobodies in the Europa League when Modric and Bale were here. They genuinely had to move on to win something. Where were you? You played in our last final. We played the final literally last season. What did you do in it? Like, stop making out that we're the same club as we were when Bale and Modric were here and they had to leave to win, when you literally have played. You've had chances to win your club the league, to be fair. You've had games where you have bottled as well, and you've had games where you could be winning, could have been European champions. We're the semi-finals. We could have got into finals of the FA Cup. We didn't. When we were the better team to you lot got into that final against Chelsea, which I don't think you should have. Like, this is what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not saying, like, I'm not sitting here trying to lie and say, oh, you weren't good. You're a clutch team. You do well in cup competitions. But overall, we were the better squad. We were the better team. But we can't do it because none of our big players are leaders. But at least Son is sitting there not trying to talk about the club in a way of we have no chance. Kane is sitting there saying, oh, well, I'm never going to win anything here.
You know what? You have got a point in the sense of the team you had was a pretty good team, right? If you looked at it from before, I mean, you've gone through a transitional phase now because you've got you had Alderweireld and you had Vertonghen at the back. They were really solid for you guys, and then I think you've made some weird signings like and Dombele hasn't really worked out. David Sanchez isn't looked as good as I thought he was.
Yeah, he was a prospect, to be fair.
Yeah. So you're going through this change now as well. So, but prior to that, you had a really strong team, and maybe had he delivered that little bit more, you could have won something. I'm kind of happy he didn't. Like, long may he keep bottling.
What I'm trying to say on Kane, it's like, for example, right? Take the Champions League, right? He scored against Dortmund once we were 3-0 up, yeah? And then we had the second leg, and then he scored and we won 1-0. Everyone be like, oh, he took you through. Does he score that goal if it's 0-0 in the first leg? I don't think he does. He doesn't do well under pressure.
Do you think there's a question mark on him? Because even in the World Cup,
that's what I'm trying to say.
There was a clinical last minute. He could have crossed the shot and he didn't, right?
There's a question mark. I'm not saying he won't do it if he goes City. I think most strikers will. They create enough
it'll be a bit
chances
easier
for them to do it. But what I'm saying is there is a question mark of his bottle during pressured moments. And that doesn't take away the fact that Poch was to blame in a lot of the cup games. But I also think having a good 11 doesn't mean you have a good squad. And I think we see that with Liverpool when they got injured last season, things like that. And I think that we never had a proper squad to actually go compete for everything. And Poch always prioritised the league finishes rather than the cup games, which again has given him a question mark because people are saying, he didn't do it. So I do get that there's a question mark on both. But for Kane, the fact that you're supposed to be our talisman and our Mr. Tottenham, to go and sit there and do all these interviews, sit there and, not come to training. not come to training as if you, like, for example, let's say he got injured in the Euros. He would expect Tottenham to pay him, right?
Mm.
But you didn't hold up your end of the contract and come to training.
Boy. So I would have thought Kane would have been the one that you guys loved the most, but obviously because of what happened over the summer,
No.
maybe
Sorry,
it
can I
marred
reply to this
things.
comment? I've always said I have a good 11, not a good squad. We had a better squad than you, though, in those times, in my opinion. But not to win the league and win cups and do
Not
everything.
to win anything.
That's my
really.
opinion on
Didn't
our
win.
squad. But we did have a very good 11.
So look, we see it as you've had a golden generation. Your golden generation's come and gone. When we had a golden generation, we had league titles, invincibles, this, that, and the other. So we still look at this and we understand football happens in cycles. Now, one thing you have said, which I'll have to agree with, is your profile as a club has probably increased. That where you've gone as a club, it was, you had a bit of a shithole stadium, not going to lie. It looks like a toilet bowl now, but it's a lot newer and nicer. It's
nice in there, yeah?
Yeah. It's holding Joshua Usyk on this weekend as well.
Yeah, I support a property development company, not a football club.
Right, well, look, yeah, so this is what you were saying, though. You said basically in this period, it's helped raise your profile. It's helped make you become a bigger club. It's helped you make people look at you guys and go, oh, Champions League and top 4 finishes or finishing higher up the table. But then at the same breath, you're saying it's become a property developer club and you don't like Levy. Whereas we've got the opposite situation right now, which is we were up there and we've dropped over the years, and we attribute that to our owners because we've got worse since those guys have taken over. Yeah. So my thought is, why do Spurs fans hate on Levy so much when he is probably the reason that you guys are where you are right now? Because even when you watch that All or Nothing documentary, he's very hands-on. Yeah, he wanted to know what was going on.
It's PR.
No, maybe it is. But his business sense is better than ours.
I'll explain.
He won't let players leave for free, will he?
In my opinion, we struck lucky. So just to reply to this, I didn't say the League Cup. We didn't have a good enough team to win the league and a cup, which is what Poch was prioritising. Anyway, basically, what I think is it's all in spite of Levy. Right. We signed prospects which did very, very well. We signed prospects which did well, which doesn't always work out. You're not always going to sign the Son and the Dele Alli that's going to work the way it did. We're never going to get a Harry Kane come up from the youth the way that happened.
Yeah. He was our reject. You took him because we didn't want him anymore. He was he was attending. He was attending celebrations.
Like to claim Kane, you need him to claim to claim him. Like
Kane claimed us. He was in an Arsenal kit celebrating our wins.
He was playing for your youth anyway. This is irrelevant. He came up from our youth regardless after you. Anyway, we're never going to get a Kane that comes up like that again. Mm-hmm. We've never reinvested into the team very much. We've never really invested in the team much, at all. So what I'm trying to say is we struck lucky with Pochettino, and we struck lucky with our youngsters all coming up in the same sort of ability, same sort of time, and it all worked well. If we had won the league under Poch in that time, it would be in spite of Levy, not because of Levy.
Really?
Yeah, what is Levy? When we finished second, what did he do?
Tell me, what did he do?
Spent nothing. We spent nothing in 2 windows.
What did he do with the Bale money? When he got the Bale money, who did he spend it on? You would know better than I would.
We got Lamella. We got absolutely nobody, but our best players, our players that stayed, were Lamella and Eriksen. Other than them 2, we literally got absolutely nobody. 7 nobodies. And that's what I'm trying to say. When we sold Walker, what did we do? Did we go buy a right back like for like? No, we made Trippier come and be our first string right back.
But is he that bad? He plays for Atletico.
But regardless if he's bad or not, what I'm trying to say is he was supposed to be our backup right back. We never sign like for like. We don't go and replace. Since Eriksen's gone, who's our creative midfielder? Nobody. We don't have one. We genuinely don't have a creative midfielder that's replaced Eriksen. People say Lo Celso, he was never bought as that, which, again, don't get me wrong, I don't know what his job is because everyone says he's not Eriksen and he's not a DM, so what are you? But anyway, that's a separate issue.
Man, I thought I was going to be doing the drilling and the slating of your team, but...
This is why people hate me.
No, but do you know what? It's actually quite refreshing that you're honest in the sense of, look, we agree that you have been performing better as a team than we have over the last few seasons. However, you only judge it. The other way of looking at it is you can only judge a team on what it takes home at the end of the season. Yeah?
I do get that. I do get that. But no, but listen, Maximus, top class right backs won't want to go to Spurs. At the time, they would have. We finished second in the league. You've got to remember where we were at the time. We were playing very good football, very good brand of football. I don't think anyone can deny that. We were very attacking. We played good brand of football, and we would have been able to invest at that time. At that time, that's when we were peaking then, and we should have invested. But as I say, there's always a glass ceiling for every manager at Tottenham Hotspur. That and Pochettino was banging on that ceiling.
Do you know what I like? You can tell I've got a Greek Cypriot girl in the house. Yeah, she's been here for 10 minutes. She's already answering stuff in the chat. She's telling me what's going on. What is it about Greek girls? I always like this. This guy, Ben Davies, by the way, he's a Spurs fan. He's always on our show. Yeah, but I think his name is Lee. I think. Right? He's calling you Googler. Where the hell has that come from?
Thank you.
You're getting a lot of positive stuff in the chats. But look, okay. Go on, carry on.
Poch was banging on that ceiling, and he would Levy would never let him break through it, ever. So what I'm trying to say is, at Tottenham, everything that would have happened under that time under Poch would have been in spite of Levy, not because of him. Getting this stadium was where we're like, you know, we're going to start competing. You know, trust me, we want to play a brand of football that is good, and all of this. Where are you showing all this? We've got this stadium, yeah. It's literally time to now invest in the team. As Poch said, we need a rebuild. Now, I always use this example, right? Ferguson never had players for longer than, never had the same team for 5 years. You have to refresh, otherwise players get bored, they don't like the training, I think things happen and, players get older. We had the same team pretty much under Poch for 5 years.
That's true. That is true.
The backbone of it was the same.
And you would have wanted him to add more to it to keep strengthening it.
That's the problem with Tottenham. It was we're all right here. We finished second. What do you need more?
Yeah,
you don't need more. We just finished second.
It's like living in a council estate and then someone giving you a mansion, isn't it? You're like, oh, I'm all right in this mansion. I'm all right.
Yeah. It's that risk. We will never take risk because buying players is you're never guaranteed to win the league, for example.
So what is what's your motto though?
Well, it's at the moment it's to dare is too dear. That's what I say anyway.
Because I mean, how can you say you're not going to take chances and then have a motto to do is to dare or whatever it is? Do you know what I mean? Like
the thing is, the whole club is built on. So this is like going into my Jose argument. The whole club is built on playing good brand of football. The game comes first, the result comes after. You don't want to. Gary Mav, you don't want to bore the team to death. People, the Spurs fans in the chat will know these quotes and stuff.
There's Spurs fans in the chat. Get out of it.
No. Ben Davis is here.
He's half Cypriot, by the way. He says, "I'm Cypriot, you're Cypriot. Ben's half." So there you go. Go on.
Oh. But yeah, no. Literally, I think for Tottenham, we don't. The thing is, we don't ever invest to the point where we are able to compete at a high level. Competing was enough for Levy. He was shocked. That wasn't like he even said it in the All or Nothing, as you've already said. We got lucky. We never thought when we got Poch from Southampton that he was going to be what he was, that he was going to take the club to what he was. And I think we were just content with getting top four. And as that's what this is what I'm saying. As in, when we're talking about, Poch and what he done for the club, he done very well with very little. Now he got a great 11, that's great, but I just don't think that I just don't think that he was really invested in properly to actually have a squad, and I think our replacements show that.
Okay, well look, Ben Davis is
no one's denying that when right. I'll say this. I'm on an Arsenal channel. I'm allowed to say this. Yeah.
Wait, leave the chats to me. Yeah, this is my job, right?
No. Wait.
Go on.
Wait.
Oh my God, it's like having one of your sisters in here, isn't it? It seriously is.
I just want to say, listen, we played attack. We've always played attacking football. But no one denies that Wenger changed English football. No one denies that.
Oh, brilliant. Well, look, Ben Davies, he said, have a beer on me, Lev, to drown your pre-sorrows for Sunday. £5. What am I going to buy with £5, bro? But anyway, thank you for your super chat. And you know I've got a load of time for you. I think it is Lee, if I remember right. Yeah, he comes under Ben Davies for some reason. Yeah, it's definitely Lee. Right. So look, we've established that you feel that the reason now I'm understanding because for us the situation is different. We had the major success since Cronkies have come in. We've seen our team slowly get worse, right? And for similar reasons, in the sense of every time we won something, we didn't then go and really strengthen. If you look, I don't know if you do remember this, but when Man United had Alex Ferguson, or when you see even recently City, Chelsea, when they win things, they go and strengthen even more. And if their manager don't do it the next season, they're out the door, right? We had Wenger, and yes, he did do really well for us, but every manager has a time, yeah? And at that point, we started to feel like it needs a change. But then the Cronkies for us have been the reason that the appointments that they've been making, the managers, the board, it keeps changing and there's nothing ever straight. And then the money that we spent on a load of rubbish. So for us, it makes sense, why we don't like the Cronkies, right? Whereas for you guys, we just weren't getting it, but now that you're speaking to me, now I am getting it. You've seen us
elevate, but as I say, I don't think we've shown any risk to actually do anything when we had the chance.
So you think it's purely Pochettino? That was the reason, and now we're looking at what he's doing at PSG. He's doing all right.
Our DOF, Paul Mitchell, did very, very well. He then left because he said that working with Levy was a nightmare. That's actually why he left. And he went and built a very good team for Leipzig, as we've seen. Yeah. So he didn't want to leave. So yeah, I think that it was a mixture of the DOF working very well, having a young group of players that were good but getting lucky. You don't buy 5 million Dele Alli from MK Dons and think that he's going to turn out to what he turns out. So there's that. And yeah, I just think that there's a mixture of Pochettino working very well, young players, and our DOF, not investment from Levy per se into the team. I always say, off the pitch, I feel like we're a giant. We've got this great stadium, great training ground, blah, blah, all the rest of it. Off the pitch. On the pitch, we're a Barnsley. No disrespect to Barnsley fans. Ooh. I'm just saying a small club. On the pitch to a big club off the pitch. I think off the pitch, we have everything running well as a business. Very well-oiled machine, and I don't deny that.
But that's down to Levy too, though.
Yeah, no, as a businessman, I'm a I support a football club, though, not a business.
Yeah, no,
so I look at the football side of things, and that's where it goes downhill.
Okay, so let's bring it to current times then, yeah? Right? Mm-hmm. So now I get an understanding of why you became a Spurs fan. I still don't understand it. I don't think anyone will. But yeah. It's a sad story, and I feel for you, right? But you're getting a lot of love here in the chat room, so you're doing something right, yeah?
Ella, wait 1 second. I really need to reply to this. Listen, I said attractive. I'm calling the comparing it to Barnsley on transfers. I'm talking about transfers.
Ooh, Ella's having you up live. If you want to come on and say something, I'll drop you a link. Yeah,
I'm saying it as transfers. We do business like a Barnsley, as in we don't buy big players, but attractive football. Under Yole, under Redknapp, we definitely played. Under Redknapp, it was no tactics; it was just gung-ho attack, like genuinely. So I think that we're forgetting. You're picking and choosing, whereas that's
it's a results business, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Just to explain what I mean is, on the pitch, as in totally business-wise, transfer-wise. Off the pitch, business-wise, we're great. On the pitch, business-wise, we're awful.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, thank you for your honesty. So look, you lot started the season. You've got Nuno in charge now. We've got Lego Head, aka Arteta, and
he's a beautiful man, though.
Listen, I'm glad you like him in that way. I'm not that way inclined, but I do have a lot of girls that do say that to me. Yeah, like girlfriends. I don't have a lot of girls. I'm not like big enough. I don't know what I'm saying. My daughters are going to watch this. Anyway, look, fact of the matter is, I know a lot of women that say that. They say, oh, he's a good-looking lad. I'm like, okay, he's a good-looking lad, all right, for whatever. But, I don't care if he's good-looking or not. It's about what goes on. Now, I was very supportive of him when he came because he spoke well, he looks good in his outfits, he says all the right things. And we started all right. We won the FA Cup, right? But then since then, it's been highly questionable what's been going on. In the meantime, we're in this situation where we lost our first 3 games of the season, right? So
times.
awful, good times. Yeah, good time. And you won the league in August, and it was devastating
Great
for us.
times.
Yeah?
Can we go back?
Right? But then since then, it seems like the wheels are falling off at your end, and we've had a couple of wins and you've had a couple of losses. So I'm going to ask you how you think your season's going, how you think, what do you think of the acquisition of Nuno, and what do you see for yourselves moving forward this season? And then we could talk about where we see things going, and then the lineups, and then we'll talk about who's going to win this North London derby.
Okay, so you know where I stand with Nuno now. Right, if anyone I don't know how many Spurs fans are actually here, but
he's not as good looking. He's not as good looking as Arteta. It looks like, I don't know. Yeah, he's not as good.
Oh well,
so we've won that one. We've won that one.
Yeah, you definitely won that one. So for me, I didn't want Jose. Right, I was. People know I was very, very clear.
You got a lot of stick for that, didn't you? You told me offline. You got a lot of stick.
A lot of stick
from other Spurs accounts and stuff like that. Now, yeah.
As I say, for me, we should have just backed Poch. He said, I understand we were 40. People say you were 14th in the league. It was November. You lot more than anyone can understand that you don't go by results so early in the season, right? Mm-hmm. We were 5 points off fourth. We were about 4 points off fifth. Mm-hmm. It might have been 5 points off fifth. Either way, it was 5 or 4 points off fifth, right? When Jose got sacked, we were exactly the same position, 5 points off fifth. So what I'm trying to say is he was brought in. The reason why Poch was sacked so early in the season was to then salvage top 4, because we were in the Champions League when Poch was sacked. So the reason why he was sacked so early in the season is to salvage top 4. Jose came in saying, I can get this group of players to be winners. Now, no one can sit there and tell me, oh, he wasn't backed. He said he's always said he was backed. He said, oh, I don't need much. I can work with what I've got. On paper, I understand. We had just made the Champions League final. We looked like Poch was the problem and we needed a winner. Like, that's what it looked like, I think, to majority of football. So I don't blame Jose for overestimating the squad, but then don't sit there and cry about backing when you wanted Eric Dyer to be your main centre-back. Don't sit there and say you need defenders when you gave Eric Dyer and Toby Alderweireld both new contracts because you wanted them to be your main defenders. They were out the team under Poch. They weren't playing. So they're only playing and getting new contracts under our club because of you. So that's my argument to the whole Jose thing. Okay. Nuno was never in my question. When people tell me you wanted Jose sacked, you must be happy now. Did I ever say I wanted Nuno? Well, did Nuno ever come out my mouth? Because no, that's never who I wanted. I actually wanted Marco Rose, which was at Gladbach at the time, and now he's at Dortmund. I think he plays a very good style of football. That's actually who I genuinely wanted, but obviously Dortmund then got him. I would have gone all out for Potter. Now, that's
for Graham Potter, yeah?
Genuinely, I mean, maybe it's not, it's obviously his league finishes are not great.
I could see where you're like, we've had Arsenal fans saying we'd be better off with Graham Potter than Arteta. Well, you wouldn't be saying Graham Potter's hot though, would you?
Style of football. I like his football, and I also think that if he had strikers that could finish, he'll be doing very, very well. I mean, last season they didn't finish. This season they seem to be doing better, but they finished 4th in expected goals. Now that's Brighton. They create 10 times more chances than what we would create. Over
with the stats, I love that. I love the stats.
Yeah. I think that overall in a game we've created one big chance in the last 5 games. How awful is that?
Before you carry on, Elena, just to give you a thing, Cliff is giving us a super chat. Thank you very much, Cliff, for your support. Fair play to Elena, one of the few from Shite Lane that talks sense, except for the time you said bring back Harry when Jose was bottling it.
No. This is someone that knows me from the football terrace. No, I said when we sacked Jose, I would like Harry Redknapp to be our interim, just because he'll put an arm around the players. He's a very good manager, and I thought Jose had totally messed up the dressing room. That's why I said that. Not as a proper manager. I think it's been very much misconstrued what I said there. As an interim, I don't think I would mind over Mason. I don't think I'd mind Redknapp. I think he would put an arm around the players and be a very good man manager.
Okay.
But yeah, for me, I would much rather Potter because, as I said, he plays a style of football that I enjoy. He also, I think, with Son and Kane, I think he would do wonders with Son and Kane. They create, like I said, it doesn't matter what people say, you haven't got good enough players to play attacking. Well, neither do Brighton. They don't have very good players, but your DNA as a manager can be an attacking DNA even with the worst players possible. But the way we play now is not an attacking DNA.
And Spurs is always known for being an attacking team. The one thing we used to say about Spurs is, they do play nice football. They do play nice football. At least we
play good. Yeah. And now we're losing and playing shit football. So
love that. I love that combination. It's my favourite.
But it's like, at least if we're playing better football or trying, it's at least tolerable. Whereas now we're losing and we're playing this winning brand of football. The results are terrible. And for me, the 3 games, if anyone knows any of my content that I've done recently, like on Sarcasm City or anything, I always say it's not sustainable. This way of winning 1-0, getting one chance, expecting the other team to mess up every chance, it's not a sustainable way to play.
And expecting Harry Kane not to bottle it. Very quickly.
Yeah, I said
very quickly. Hold that. Maximus, sorry about the name, by the way. Yeah, don't read his name. It's rude. But no, you can't join the chat, bro. That's on after-match reactions. But, Maximus, I do want you to come to the next after-match reaction because I got somebody who wants to challenge you for your opinions, and he's been asking me to find you. So, bro, if you've seen this... he's a bit controversial, Maximus. Yeah,
a bit like me. It's all right. We're
friends. Yeah, that's why he probably wants to come on, cause more havoc. But... yeah, Maximus, make sure you're on that one. I'll bring that guy along. But go on, carry on. Yeah. So you were saying Graham Potter,
it's not a sustainable way to play.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like so obvious that we was going to crash and burn because at the end of the day, you can't expect. I said this under Jose, and I'll say it under Nuno. You can't expect a player to just score one chance you create every game. Like for example, last season against Chelsea, Son had his first touch in the opposition box in the 89th minute. Kane didn't have a touch in the opposition box against Palace this season.
Boy, so you are watching some boring football then,
that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, to me, as I always say, my issue is I don't want to sit there and not have at least, go for it. I want to go. I don't want to be scared of absolutely every team.
Yeah, but we do the same thing. Like, if you want to look at us, I'll say the same thing to you. We haven't been playing that great football. Look, one thing we were known for is the Arsene Wenger style tiki-taki football, and
definitely.
Even when we were only finishing in the top 4, and we weren't winning leagues, we were still playing really good football and outplaying everybody. But we were just weak at the back or short by a couple of players. And we've done a similar thing to you guys. We never strengthened. So every time we were a couple of players short, we kept on just falling short of winning things. So I understand where you're coming from with that, but at the same time, maybe I can't even say that you've achieved the better finishes in the table due to the way you're playing, because you were playing better football under Pochettino. So you're probably right in a sense, So
I just think this kind of football isn't sustainable. You can't rely on luck every
So do you think he's going to play like this all the time? Is that the vibe you're getting?
Last season at Wolves really worries me. I rated him when he first came up and he finished and he was doing very, very well, playing this very good brand of football. The first season he came up from Championship, I was like, that's all right. I didn't mind Nuno at that point. The last season at Wolves was essentially like Jose 2.0.
Do you think he's playing do you think he plays that way? Because when he was at Wolves, it's a smaller club. You've got to play a certain way to get the results and maybe not concede. And do you think he's carried that over to Spurs, not realizing he's meant to be at a bigger club and playing in a different way?
Yeah, and I also think our strengths do lie in attack. So when people say to me that's your players, I would say, well, why are we defending all game when our defense is Eric Dyer and Sanchez? Explain to me why that would be. You're giving them more time in the box to give away more penalties, more goal problems, rather than having the ball higher up. You've got Dele Alli on the pitch, right? Which is obviously he's gone downhill.
What do you think of Dele Alli? very
Right,
quickly.
he's gone downhill, and I don't deny that. But I also think the way we're playing doesn't help him.
Okay.
He needs to be a player that is flowing in and behind Kane, in and around the opposition box to be able to
like a
take
cam.
shots. Yeah, well, it's almost like a second striker. He kind of plays literally right behind Kane. I think.
But isn't his strengths coming into the box late from the midfield position and all that sort of thing? That's what I was led to believe.
The thing is, I think that he excelled better when he was just floating around the box and able to pop shots, able to do literally play as a goal scorer rather than as a creator, because he's not a creator. So I think the way we need to play is to be in the opposition area and passing it around and giving Dele Alli that freedom rather than having him expected to run up the pitch and create one chance and then Kane scores.
But you have the midfield to be able to do that right now, though. I don't think you do. You mentioned earlier on you haven't replaced the likes of Modric and all that. You don't really have a conductor in midfield to conduct play. You don't really have what I would call a proper DM. We've only just started to look like we've got someone there. So I guess looking at the way we are right now, then you where you are, us where we are, what do you see happening then? Because this is the North London derby. This ain't no joke. This is serious. Yeah. Now we've sort of got a couple of positive results. You've had a couple of negatives. What do you think is going to happen this weekend, and what do you expect to see on the pitch, like player-wise, from your side?
I mean, I expect to see Dyer playing centre back because I think, as mad as it is, he is our best
Dyer
centre back. It's awful. I mean, Romero's just come. I can't judge him just yet. He's just come to the Prem. I think he will be our best centre back, but right now, we've got to play Dyer and Romero. Hopefully, do
you fear us? By the way, do you fear us now at this moment? Are you nervous about it?
I'm always nervous for a North London derby because I hate losing to you lot.
Hold that thought then. Go through the rest of your team. We'll come back to it.
So I think, we'll have Romero, Dyer, or maybe Romero, Sanchez. It depends. I think we'll have Reguilon, Royale, as in Emerson Royale. I mean, Tomiyasu is a very good signing. So I'm very
You lot were after him, weren't you?
Yeah.
You've ended up with Royale, yeah. And what do you think of him so far? What you've seen, Emerson?
He's struggled. I'm not going to lie. He's struggled.
Good. Move on.
But yeah, I think he will be good. But I think that, again, I can't say it's literally on him because it's not. I mean, start Tanganga, please. I love Tanganga, bless him. But
I think he's all right.
I think he's a good player, but he's not a right back. He is a centre back.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at right backs, and Jose moved into the right, and people say he did better there. He can't create. He can't run down the wing and cross the. He's not an attacking player.
He's a defender. That's what he is.
He's naturally a defender. So when we needed an actual right back, is because we were using a centre back as a right back, and you're never going to get anything from that right hand side. So I think that we genuinely needed to, make a change. So yeah, I think we'll play Emerson. In the midfield, Højbjerg. I would like to see Højbjerg and Ndombele.
I hate Højbjerg. I hate him. I hate him. He just annoys me. He's just got an annoying face. And he gets around everywhere and he's always causing problems and he's always niggling and I hate him.
He's a bit overhyped. I do say that. He's definitely overhyped.
But he's the most natural DM type midfielder type guy you've got, right?
Yeah, so I think we need to play him.
Okay.
People were saying we should play Lo Celso. I think he's been awful, so I don't even entertain that thought. Lo Celso can come off the bench if we really need it, but I think that we should play Skip, Højbjerg, and Ndombele. Ndombele needs to play.
Don't you think Ndombele flatters the deceived, though? Every time I watch him, I might see him do something decent on the ball.
Who's our other midfield then? Give us who would create in that midfield?
Yeah, well...
We will be playing Skip, Lo Celso and Højbjerg, or Skip, Lo Celso and Winks, or
Winks is an overrated one. He's
Winks is awful.
I was looking at him and I was like, "What's the hype?"
I get a lot of stick for. If Winks was a Spurs fan, he should not play again for my club. If he really is a Spurs fan, you shouldn't play for Tottenham again. If you care about the club, you shouldn't play. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
I thought I was going to do all the coating off of the Spurs, but I'm leaving it to you.
It's me, innit? It's me.
No, you're refreshingly honest. It's fine. I've got loads I could say about myself.
Obviously, Son and Kane are a given. Now, we don't have Bergwijn, Bergwijn is out because he's injured. So I think we should play Gil. He's a new signing. He's a youngster, but he looks quite good. He's quite attacking. Obviously, he's got a lot to learn, but who else do we play there? Don't want Dele on the pitch at all, to be honest with you.
Dele, Winks. Get rid of them all, yeah?
The way we play right now doesn't suit Dele. Maybe Dele. I think Dele's gone downhill.
He is the most Dele, by the way, and I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans will say this. Yeah, I'll talk about Højbjerg, but Dele Alli. I don't want to. I never want to smack anyone in the face, right? It's just not me. But there's something about his face, Dele Alli, that just winds me up something different. And I'm sure I think he's vastly overrated. I don't think he does much on the ball. So the only thing he does do is, like you were saying, he turns up on time and scores a goal at the right time when he has that little flow and he's doing all right. But other than that, I don't think it contributes much. And he's got the most annoying face I've ever seen.
I also think his attitude is not that great. So I don't think to play in this kind of game, I don't think he can do it. Now, it's a lot for Gil. Like, he's a youngster. I do get that. But we don't, and Bergwijn, I know he doesn't have an end product. He's literally Traore, not even as good. Like, he's literally not as good as Traore, but he is. But I think he's injured, so we need someone to be able to dribble, and I think Gil can do well on that.
Harry Kane can dribble. It's all right.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not very quick, so the way we play and to counter-attack is...
No, he's not very quick, is he? No, you're right. So you've gone through your team, right? I think
that's
you've
who
gone through.
Play, anyway.
It's who you play, right? So I'm going to tell you who I would play, yeah? And then maybe there'd be a few players that will annoy the hell out of you. And feel free to come at me with them, because I'm sure. But I like our new goalie, Ramsdale. I like him a lot. Yeah?
Okay.
I think...
That's fine. You can like him. I mean, I didn't even mention Lloris. Lloris is a given, isn't it?
He started all right, but I'm not so... I used to think he was a really, really good goalie, but he's got quite a lot of...
He's done very well for us. I have a lot of love for him because he's done very well for us. He's stuck around when he was top.
Stuck around, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, I just have a lot of love for Lloris. I think you can't deny, like, as good of a shot... He's not very good at distribution. Distribution, awful. Shot stopper, brilliant.
Okay, so look, our goalie, I'll go Ramsdale, yeah? Mm-hmm. Then I'll go...
That's cool.
Tomiyasu, on the right.
He's a worry.
Tierney on the left. Is he a worry?
I actually like Tierney. I actually do like Tierney. I thought it was very good when you got him from Celtic.
Yes, right?
Yeah, I thought it was knowledge. Very... Yeah, I thought it was very, very good from Celtic. I liked him. Yeah. He always had
we got him at a good price, and he wears very tight shorts as well. He's old.
And he always tucks his shirt in, which is funny.
He does. He tucks his shirt into really tight shorts. And then we're gonna go Gabriel. Why are we even talking about this? Gabriel and Ben White. Yeah, that's cool. That's at the front.
I mean, I'm alright with those centre backs. They don't scare me.
Really? Okay. Gabs
Ben White don't scare me. Gabriel is better than our centre backs, but he's not that scary. Your fullbacks are all right. I like your fullbacks.
Good. Thank you for liking our fullbacks. So then I'll go Partey in the middle, and I would go Lokonga with Partey, right? But I don't think that's gonna happen because I really like Lokonga. I am desperate for it not to happen. Xhaka, come on! I don't want Xhaka.
Come on, Xhaka! Let's go! Let's get a yellow.
What do you lot think of Xhaka then? As Spurs fans, do you want to see Xhaka?
I think he's close your eyes, no aim, has a free kick with power, no aim. Hopefully it goes in, might sky it. That's what I think he is.
Okay, well we don't want Xhaka. Most of the fan base.
And I think he's bound to get a yellow card.
Okay. All right. Well, yellow. I'm more worried about red. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, when one bet I always used to do with Arsenal fans was when we was North London derby, it was which one's going to get a yellow first, Xhaka or Lamela, if they play, and it was like, and it was always like, yeah. So I just think that Xhaka is very, very unreliable, very rash. Like I said, he's hit and hope with his free kicks. He closes his eyes and his power, but no accuracy.
So now you know why we don't want him anywhere. I don't want him, but I think he might start. That's the worry for us. Yeah,
I think he's got passion, hasn't he? So it's good in a North London derby. But I mean, he wanted to go off. What's funny is that he's your captain, and he wanted to go off to Roma in the summer. So
don't even start me off with that. Yeah, we were celebrating. We were halfway celebrating because we thought he was gone. And then they done that. Do you know, like the Cypriot goodbyes when someone goes to the door and you say bye, and they say bye, yeah, and you say bye, and you're like, yeah, see you later, yeah, bye, bye, and then you're standing at that door, you're still going, yeah, and you're still talking about something else, and then you go to go, and they're still there, bye, 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 and an hour later, you're still, well, that's Xhaka, yeah, Xhaka was gone, but somehow he's still here. He's a Cypriot goodbye to us. That's what he is. Yeah,
definitely.
He says he's going, but he's never going. So
definitely.
But I think based on his last performance, Odegaard is looking like our conductor in the midfield, the one that's going to play the balls and keep the ball moving over. And I would go Aubameyang down the middle, but I would bring Lacazette in for this game because he seems to score against you guys.
From an Arsenal perspective, you should play Lacazette.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather him obviously not play. But I think against Tottenham, he always comes up with a goal.
Yeah. The concern is if we get Lacazette in, it might mean he has to play in the middle, and then we'd have to move Aubameyang out wide. And there's the thing that we're trying not to.
Play him on the left.
Yeah, we're trying to bring him back into the middle because I don't think it works on the left. You know,
I mean, from an Arsenal perspective, Lacazette has to play. From
but I think
I'd rather him not.
For this particular game, I would bring Lacazette back, and I'd have Saka on as well. But then you'd have to drop someone like Pepe in. But then one's got to go, so I would probably go. Yeah, I would probably do that. I'd probably bring Lacazette in with Aubameyang and Saka or ES or something like that. But that's my team. I think I would go for. Let us know in the chats what you would go for. Also, if you've got any questions for us that you want me to ping over to Elena or you want to ask me, throw it in the chat. So this is the crucial bit then. So we've named our teams, yeah. The kickoff's about to happen.
Doing predictions?
Yeah, we're doing predictions. All right, if there's anyone that wants to offer a forfeit, if who gets the prediction right, who gets it wrong has a forfeit. Let us know if you've got an idea, Elena. But keep it civil, yeah. Nothing like weird and shit. So anyway, so look, before I do anything, I've got a super chat here from Shadman393. Thank you again, bro, for your support. I don't know, is that Canadian? $5 Canadian? Yeah, I think that is. Thank you, bro. You're always on here, by the way. Usually, when Xhaka gets sent off, he normally comes back from suspension and plays about 3 or 4 great games and then dips again. We may have a chance left. So basically, Shadman is saying every now and then, when Xhaka gets sent off, Xhaka gets sent off, he has 3 good games. So we need to wait for him to get sent off before he has a couple of good games. So I don't know about that, but I still wouldn't have him in my team. But anyway, so game time at the end of these 90 minutes. Yeah, this is going to be serious. Are you going to the game, by the way?
No, I've not. I've never been away, which is quite sad. I go every home game, but I've never been away. My dad can't really travel and stuff, so I've never been away, and I just so it's sad. But yeah.
Okay, well. Maybe one day, yeah.
Maybe one day. It's fine. I don't need to go to the Emirates anyway. It's cool.
No, you should, man. See some real football. Yes.
Much red for me.
Abdul Rahman, yes. After the game, be there. We will be having our after-match reaction. Maybe we could get Elena back on for the after-match reaction. Would you do that live?
Yeah. I'm free.
Ooh, so then we can. And if there is a forfeit, maybe we could do it live. Yeah. So let us know. Okay. So. Game time. We're going to watch the game. Talk me through the game. Tell me what you think is going to happen and what your prediction is.
It's going to be you lot breaking down a low block. We're going to be sitting in your half, in our own half, just sitting there, 11 men behind the ball.
So you're coming to the Emirates in a low block, yeah? Is that what are we playing Burnley?
I mean, not that I'd want to. I think that we need to come at you. I think you lot are not gonna. I think you lot wouldn't do well with our players pressuring you.
Do you think the answer to beating us is to go for it? Come on.
I think so. I think it's going to be a draw. I know that sounds like a cop out.
Oh, but it's such a sit on the fence thing, man.
I know, but it's not. It's not, right. Let's go to when we were even good. We couldn't win. We couldn't win at the Emirates. Even when we were good, we know we don't win at the Emirates. 2-0 in the League Cup is literally the last time I remember winning, and we're both. Let's be real, we're both shit. We're both awful.
No, we're not. No, you guys are. Yeah, we are a bit shit. At the moment. We're a bit shit at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
think you will come at us. I don't think you're going to play a high line of attacking, which I think you should, because you're coming at that back line. I think you can get a lot of mistakes if you're coming at us. But I don't think it's going to be a boring game all round.
Do you have the pace to get in behind us, do you think? Do you think you have pace to get in behind us? If
I
we
think
played
Son has
pushing up-
pace. Gil has pace.
Son does, yeah. Son's
And Ndombele's a
danger.
good dribbler.
Son is the one I fear more than any of your players.
I get that because of also the way we play. If he gets the ball, he can run down the wing and get a goal. So I do get that.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a good dribbler in that. We would have had Bergwijn as well, but we don't. So yeah, I think we need to play up there. We need to be in the opposition half. We need to be in those halves to be able to get goals because of our team is quite slow overall. So I think we need to have our players ready to score goals. So yeah, I don't know. I think that the best way is to come at you, but we won't. So
you're going draw, a score draw,
I'm going
or like a 0-0?
I'm going 1-1.
1-1, yeah. Who
I think
scores first?
Lacazette, if he plays, will score, and I think Son will score.
Oh, do you know what?
But then that means Kane won't score in a North London derby, which is a bit weird. But
that is a bit weird. So
maybe we'll get a penalty.
See, he's been.
Maybe we'll be 1-1 with a Tottenham penalty.
That's the only way he's gonna score.
I was at the Wembley game, which obviously you remember when we got that penalty.
I don't remember that at all.
We shouldn't have. We were lucky with a draw that game. So I remember actually leaving Wembley quite happy.
Yeah, you were lucky.
So, but I think that's what I mean. One of us always gets lucky in North London derbies. I mean, we're talking about when Kane scored the goal with the mask on, which we were celebrating like we had won the league because the dream was alive, by the way. My worst North London derby moment is Sanchez scoring that equaliser.
No, I love Sanchez. I used to love him. I loved him. He was a great player.
Yeah, we never really do well.
So you've gone 1-1, yeah? Let us know in the chats, yeah? Everyone, let us know in the chats. I'm going to go ballsy, yeah? Because I'm not going to sit on no fence. Because I don't do that in my house, yeah? This is my house. So we don't do sitting on fence. I'm going to go 2-1, yeah? And I think Kane will probably score. And the reason I say that is because we're the type of team that if a player hasn't scored for ages, he'll score against us. Or if we sell a player and he plays against us the next, with his new team, he'll score against us. So Kane is playing pretty dire right now, yeah? So if he's going to score against anyone and get himself back on track a little bit, it'll be against us. So I think he'll score, but I think we'll beat you 2-1. Because I just think that now that we've gone through your team and I understand a little bit more about what you're saying, where your team's at the moment, I'll start to look at ours. I'm actually starting to think we might have a little bit more in midfield than you for a start.
I think we're the old saying, you win the midfield, you win the game.
Yeah.
We don't have that. Our midfield is a whole.
I think Partey is going to be a massive. He's going to be a massive.
But if Ndombele shows up, he's the only. He's our best bet for a creation. What annoyed me with Nuno, right? This is just me going on a bit of a Nuno rant, but anyway, just for quickly.
Yeah, go on.
What annoyed me on Nuno was him saying he played Winks, Højbjerg, and Skip. 3 DMs against Palace. We conceded nearly 17 chances, right? 3-0. And then said, we had a problem with creation. Well, what do you expect? You played 3 DMs against Palace. So we have to play Ndombele. We have to. Do you know what?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually feel more confident since having you on the show. And I feel I do.
Yeah. I mean, when you really, I get it from when it's your own team, you always think it's worse, right? But trust me, no one knows your team like you, innit? You know Arsenal. I don't know Arsenal the way you know Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is genuine worries that most of the Spurs fans have. Maybe they might not say it as much, but...
So who's the players in our team that frightens you? Because I've said to you, Son is the one that really... Don't get me... Kane does score the goals, but for me, Son does all the dirty work and he does all the running and does all the sprinting and the assists and all that. And then he'll lay it on for Kane or something, right?
Yeah.
So that's the one player I fear is Son. Who's the player or players in our team that you think, I'm a bit worried about him?
I mean, I like Tomiyasu, as I've said. I think he's gonna winning that, coming against our wing backs and coming against that left side for him will be I think he's very, very good. I think he's going to do very, very well. So I think he's quite scary. Lacazette, if he plays, scares me because against.
That's funny because some fans call him lack of threat.
Yeah, I get that. overall, he's not great. But against Tottenham, he's like, before you had Willian, right? When Willian used to play for Chelsea, he would be
remind me
awful.
of that guy. Willian.
No, but he would be awful for Chelsea for the season, but score against Tottenham. So if I go off like what I'm scared of from Tottenham games, I'm not scared of Lacazette over a season. If you were playing him the whole season, I wouldn't be that scared. But in a Tottenham game, he tends to show up, so he scares me.
So there you go. All right, Lacazette. Well, you know what? I can understand why Lacazette. He does always score. So
he does always score against. I mean, I remember the 2-1 when we won 2-1 at the Lane. That great goal he scored outside the box.
I don't remember that game. What did you do?
Yeah, you tend to. You've forgotten a lot over the last few years, right?
Yeah. You know what it's like. Like I'm a dad. I've got lots going on.
I thought it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I don't remember that. So look, you've gone 1-1. I've gone 2-1. Yeah, let us know in the chat, you guys. A lot of people were saying Arsenal 1-0. Some are saying 2-1.
Saka is a good shout, actually. Yeah. Saka worries me. I think you're young. This is what I say about Arsenal, right? And this is a genuine thing that I think is a problem. Now, this is no shade. This is actually a very level-headed point. Arsenal have no good players that are men that's showing up. All your good players are boys. You've got Martinelli, Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe. They're all youngsters. You need a leader that is showing up now. I know you're going to say Aubameyang, but he's not been turning up much.
What about Partey? Partey's in there.
Yeah, well, is he going to turn into that leader? He hasn't, and this is he hasn't been very consistent. So on a consistent level, all your good players are young.
You're right. We have got a young group.
You need some leaders on that pitch, and I think you have a decent squad. But your youngsters, and again, I'm not saying they've won more. They have
won more. Our kids have won more than your men.
I'm not denying that you have a decent squad. I think Arsenal's squad. I do think it's a managerial issue. I'm not going to lie. I think you would have a much.
Would you swap your squad for? Would you swap our squad for yours then? Like if you could put them all in Spurs shirts, but if you could, would you swap our current squad for yours?
No. I mean, I would swap centre backs. As much as I say, they don't scare me, they're still better than ours.
Okay, yeah, let's do this. Who would we swap? I'd probably take. I'd take Son off you, definitely. I'll take Son off you.
You take Kane as well. Come on, you take Kane. You take Kane. You take. Don't even. You can slander him, but you do take him.
Would you guys in the chat take Kane? Let us know. Yeah.
You 100% take Kane over
Aubameyang. I'm pleading the fifth on this one. I'm just really average. Yeah. Maybe I would.
Do you take Reguilon over Tierney?
No.
I get that point. I also think that I don't think there's much difference.
No, I think Tierney's better than Reguilon. I've seen Reguilon a few times.
Tomiyasu at the moment is better than Royale. He's better.
Someone said they would take Lord Guna. Lord Guna says I'd take Son, Kane, and Dembele, but I wouldn't take those last
Dembele definitely gets in your team.
I don't know what you're not seeing on Dembele. I don't rate him. I don't.
He's bearing in mind, right? Jose tax was heavy. He was suffered under Jose a lot, and now he's got Nuno. It's not much better. You have to realize that he's very skilled. He's probably our best player on the ball. Actually on the ball, dribbling, and actually.
Yeah, but we've got a player that's amazing on the ball. Pepe, you give him the ball, he could do ridiculous things with it, but has no end proper.
Pepe don't scare me.
Okay.
Famous last words. He gets a hat trick or something.
I'll be clipping this if Pepe scores against you guys. Yeah.
I take Son, Kane, and Højbjerg. See, some people take Højbjerg.
No way would I take Højbjerg. No.
I think for a combined 11, I think we're too similar. We're both awful.
We're both shite at the moment. The only difference is we've got trophies in our cabinet and you don't. That's the only difference.
I think Son and Kane are better than your front though.
Anyway. So look, we've done just over an hour. We're nearly an hour 10 minutes. So we've decided we've learned a lot about you. I'm saying live game after match reaction. You should come on. Right, and then we can revisit this. And what we'll do is we get fans come on live, and you get to talk to them, and they'll get to talk to you. And maybe Ben Davies, Lee, who's calling you Googler, might want to speak to you in person. Stop flirting with our guests online. by the way, Lee. But yeah, so we could do that after the game. So if you're free, I'll drop you and let you know when we're going to be. So guys in the chat,
Definitely.
let us know what your lineup's going to be. Please smash those likes. Yeah, come on. What likes are we on? Have we ever seen? I haven't even looked at the moment. If you haven't hit the likes already, please do so. If we get enough likes, I want over, I'll say 100, over 100 or 150 likes. We're going to get Elena back on for the after-match reaction. And make sure, if you are Spurs fans on here and you're not already subscribed, that's you, Ben, in particular, you've probably already done it, at Lillywhitetv, Lillywhitetv, go and follow her, yeah? Let's help her get her profile up as a Spurs fan. Not that I want to know what's going on there, but, follow her if you haven't already as a Spurs fan. She's going to be on a lot more regular. And we're going to, if we ever have Spurs games on, I think we're going to choose Elena to come on and talk about Spurs, because I think she's good. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Like, you've been honest. I'm quite surprised. I've usually see Spurs fans as quite deluded and really like sitting there telling us how much better than they are than us and all that. But you've actually level-headed. You've told us straight, what's going on. I agree with most of the things you said, apart from things like and Dom Bele and things like that. So look, let's see what happens. North London Derby. I am hyped for this game because this is important. We're both as shy as each other, and we need this win as bad. Yeah. So let's see what happens. We'll see you after the match reaction live, and then we'll talk about it again. You guys in the chat, thank you so much for following and supporting us through this show. You've been great all year for us as well. We've grown. We're nearly on 16K. Help us get our profile out with the likes. Put your comments in the chats after. Put in the comments. Put the teams that you think you're going to see and your predictions. And if you guys are free for after the game, come on. I'll drop the link and you can come on live and have your say. Maximus, you in particular, I've got someone for you, mate, who wants to challenge you, as I said. So is there anything you want to leave us with, Elena, before we sign off?
No, well, firstly, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a great show. I think it was really good. Also, thank you for shouting me out. You can find me obviously here on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I have a YouTube channel which I will start posting again. I will get more consistent on there. But yeah, just thanks for having me. And yeah, not that I'm not going to say good luck. So I'm going to say, come on, you Spurs, and just end it there.
Can you not say
Spurs and Arsenal channel?
Can you not say that on this show, right? We're we're editing that before it stays there. Come on, you Spurs. Fuck off, you Spurs. Come on, you Gunners. It's the big game this weekend. We need to win this. Come on, boys. We'll see you after the game live on here on the Arsenal Lounge. Loungers, I love you as always. Peace out. Elena says bye. We're out of here.